Amika, we ought to close this out because we have talked some about policy here, which it's so interesting. I was tried to stay off Twitter as much as I could yesterday as people were talking about this because it does. It always brings out the worst in people. But I did pick up some people saying, oh, well, you can't talk about guns right now. It's like saying you can't talk about climate change when we have 87 hurricanes coming back to back. We can have the debate, and I may not agree with you, right? But we can at least talk about it. But for people at home, I want to put this in proper context, because just because somebody is the loudest screamer in a debate doesn't mean they're right. Chances are good, if they're screaming in this debate, they're in the minority. After Newtown, we talked about increased background checks. 9 out of 10 Americans support background checks, enhanced background checks. Would that have done anything here? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It would make America a safer place. Might keep guns out of the hands of people who abuse their spouses. It might keep guns out of the hands of people who abuse their children. It might keep guns out of the hands of terrorists. Certainly something that law enforcement officers, the cop that protects you, wants. 6 in 10 Americans, according to a poll that was taken in the middle of last year's campaign, 6 in 10 Americans support a ban on assault-style weapons. That's the majority. Now people are going to say they're coming to take guns, but no, actually that's not the case. Like Mike Barnacle might be for more extensive gun control than me. Maybe Mika's for less than me. But, you know, I think I'm with most Americans. Heller was a Supreme Court case in 2008 that finally said the Second Amendment means what the Second Amendment means, which is Americans have a right to keep and bear arms. It's not about militias. It's about you having the right to have a gun in your home to protect yourself, right? It's not about having an arsenal, though. And even Scalia, even this conservative court in Heller said that Second Amendment right only extended to handguns. If other states want to limit the rights of people to have assault-style weapons or to have clips that you go out and kill 59 people, by just firing guns in the crowd and continuing, well, states have a right to regulate that if they choose to do so. Connecticut certainly has. Other states certainly have. But the thing is, the people screaming today, they're in the minority. The NRA in the minority on these issues. Even the overwhelming majority of Republicans support sensible gun safety laws. Even the majority of NRA members support sensible gun safety laws. Increased background checks to make sure that the people that have guns are well enough to have those guns and don't have a background that could lead to another Las Vegas or another Orlando or another Newtown. And yet you have the NRA fighting what we all want, what most of us want. And you have Republicans in Congress kowtowing to this special interest group. And at some point, they've just got to stop. At some point, they've just got to say enough. At some point, they just have to say, really, me getting reelected is not worth my children living in a culture where they go to bed at night afraid that tomorrow might be the day that they get shot down. And if you don't think your children aren't filled with that fear, you need to spend more time at home talking to your children, because they all are. We'll be right back. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.